Welcome back to the Nostalgia Podcast. In this episode, we'll talk all about the social media platforms that shaped our childhood. From the weird screen names you'd make in AIM to the custom songs you had on your Myspace page. So log in and take a trip down memory lane on the Nostalgia Podcast. Welcome back, everybody, to the Nostalgia Podcast. We are back again with an it might not be that exciting of an episode, but it'll definitely be something that strikes memories in everybody's hearts. Exactly. You got it. Yeah. So we're going to be talking about social media, anything that kind of has to do with social media too. So while there are a couple that loosely fit this description, I still think they should be talked about, and I still think they are worth mentioning. So but we are joined here with two hosts as usual. We have Becky. Becky, how's it going?
Hello. It is going pretty well today. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm all right. I actually just I 100%ed the Tony Hawk 1+2 remaster thing.
Nice work, man.
Yeah, it took a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot to those PlayStation games, you know?
I think there was like 14 or something levels with like 10 things a piece that you had to do in them. But like there are 1.5-minute sessions that you like skate around in. So it's not that big of an accomplishment, but it was definitely fun to play, and the soundtrack was fantastic.
It's a cool thing to go back to, though.
Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. But that other voice you heard, the mythological sound in the background, is the one and only Nick. How's it going, man?
Good. Doing good tonight. All right.
Awesome.
I believe you. There's some somber noise going on.
It doesn't inspire confidence, but we'll take you at face value.
Wow, way to be rude.
It's late. I'm old.
Yeah, so actually, speaking of old, we actually one of the reasons Nick's on today is because while talking about social media, obviously like the social media craze really started in like the early 2000s, which is a little early for Becky and I, considering we were 8,
7,
something like that, 7.
Yeah.
So a little early for social media, but we still have those memories. While Nick was in his late 30s back in early 2000.
Yeah, probably something like that.
something like that. Yeah.
something close to that. Yeah.
He's got those core memories of social media, and you'll see as we talk about it that he remembers a couple things that we don't, and vice versa, because there's a lot of stuff that we probably use that he did not. But before we get into all of that jazz and all the fanciness of the main topic, we're going to play our patented game of Guess That. Oh, I'm going to do it every single time. So, little backstory here. On the last podcast we did a segment called Guess That Pokemon.
Okay.
And you would give like a description of it, and you'd have to guess the Pokemon. So every single time I read Guess That Sound, my brain goes, I know what we're going to say. Leave this to me. It's Guess That Pokemon. And it betrays me every freaking time. And one of these days I'll start getting it right, but that day is not today. We're only 6 episodes in. I think I have an excuse. But
I think we're also patent pending as well, not quite patented yet.
Yeah.
The 1-star review is patent pending. I talked to the lawyers. They said Guess That Sound is fully patented in the upper east part of South Dakota. So it's very specific, but it is patented there, and no one can say it in that area. So we're patent pending.
Patented asterisk.
For 1-star. Asterisk, yes, exactly. So we're gonna go ahead and play a sound here. I'm only gonna give you 1 second on this one, specifically because the sound is only 3 seconds. So I don't think it's going to be a difficult one. I think you both will get it, but I thought it was kind of fun to do, and I heard it somewhere in my day-to-day life, and I was like, dang, that'd be a lot of fun to do, specifically with Nick and Becky. So we'll go ahead and get things moving here. Are you two ready to guess that sound?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
I don't know why there's a Blue's Clues in that, but that's okay. That's fine. We've already established in the last episode that
Yours is trumpetish.
I can't.
So
Yeah, mine's more trumpety. So, if you're watching on YouTube, guess below after a second to see if you can get it, and also hit the subscribe and like button because that's the shameless plug of getting more viewers in YouTube.
Don't forget to smack the shit out of the subscribe button, guys.
Smack that subscribe button and make sure to hit the like button and comment down below to help the algorithms. Yeah, the generic YouTube stuff. So if you watch on YouTube, we thank you. We're trying to grow the channel, but we're also putting it on normal social media stuff. So blah, 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 blah. Let's go on and get on to the game. So we're going to start with the 1 second here. You guys ready?
Ready. Oh, AOL.
That's your guess. What about you, Nick?
Yeah, I'm going.
Oh, no. Wait.
Right?
No, that's Intel. Sorry.
Which one?
That's the Intel jingle. So
you're going with Intel?
Yeah. I'm going Intel.
What about you? Nick, you sticking with AOL?
Yeah, let's stick with it.
It is, in fact, Intel.
All right.
And for whatever reason, I heard it and immediately thought AOL too.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I immediately went to AOL for what's the Can we play AOL? Because that's got to be a really similar intro. That was my strategy. I shouted out a wrong answer to get it in Nick's head, and then
Well, I'm thinking social media and all that stuff, and
yeah,
I was
Intel didn't really.
Not the sign-on. I don't think it's the sign-on noise. I think it's like in the commercials and stuff when you have the A and it goes around in a circle or whatever. I don't remember.
Becky, you were in fact right, and I'm actually going to start keeping track of the points. I think we're actually going to get a point system now, and we're going to actually, do this as an actual game instead of me just giving out points like Who's Line. So I think it's going to be 5 points if you get it in the first guess, 2 points on the second guess, 1 point on the third, and then no points after that. I think that's pretty fair.
Okay.
Seeing about good. So you are the proud owner of 5 points.
No, that was my second guess.
It was second guess,
AOL
dude.
first. Yeah.
Oh, well, that wasn't your final guess. We didn't play a second part of the song.
That was my...
So now we're adding in, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Yeah.
You have to lock in the answer.
Oh, okay.
If you don't say it in the Jeopardy phrasing, it doesn't count.
So basically, as long as your guess doesn't require additional time, it's your first guess still. And you, find it. Okay.
Sure.
Okay, got it.
All right. Okay. So we need to
Becky.
go back. We need to go back and listen to the Guess That Sound for the other episodes and assign points.
Oh, you just want some more points, you greedy bastard.
Well, no, I've lost more than I've won at this point, I think. Or at least it's an even split.
I think so. And I think it was most of the reason you had the points you do is because I was very gracious in some of the days.
One time you gave me 300 points, and then one time I got it, you gave me negative 120. So I don't know what's going on.
I'm a freaking genius. Evening things out.
But
you do win.
Nice.
Guess That Sound today. So
that
congratulations.
really hit me as AOL first for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, and I don't know either because I did the same thing.
Your deception worked on me.
Yeah. Playing 4D chess over here.
With Guess That Sound
on
a small nostalgia podcast.
Listen, I got to take the wins so I can get them. Okay, John, shut up.
They won't see it coming.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and move on, though, since we do have a lot to talk about, even though Becky doesn't think he's going to be able to talk about this for the whole time. But especially because, I don't know about you guys, but I really don't use social media that often.
Oh, I don't anymore at all, except for Reddit. So,
yeah,
I still do.
Do you? You're that Facebook dad?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I could see it. I could definitely see it.
Sharing conspiracy theory memes on Facebook.
Birds aren't real.
Yeah, that's what it's there for. Don't forget to change the battery in the birds.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys probably don't watch Doctor Who. Actually, Nick, you might watch Doctor Who.
Oh, yeah, I watched Doctor Who.
I've watched a single episode of it.
Wait, what episode?
The first one that Netflix had. I don't know.
Netflix has Doctor Who?
It did. I'm pretty sure it was Netflix.
Interesting. I know it's going to Disney Plus now.
Oh, it was the one with the like basically the skin that was stretched on a stand that had to be moisturized.
Okay, so you saw the second episode in the reboot.
Oh,
with the
maybe I've seen
weird...
maybe I've seen 2 episodes then, because I know I started episode 1 of something, but that was the reboot then.
Yeah, that's the 2005 reboot, because the other ones obviously are a long ass time ago. But that's the end of the world. Is the episode, and I forget her name, but she kept saying "moisturize me" over and over again.
Yep. Yeah.
And then they said that the greatest music ever played was Britney Spears. That was it. Yep. Good old Doctor Who. That's usually one of those shows that I'll go back and watch. It's so time consuming. Like there's so many episodes, but we seem to have gotten lost here, so we're going to kind of
doesn't take us long.
Does not know. We're going to reel it back in for the first time today and start our talk about social media. So we'll get into the main topic here, and I actually want to pave the way and let Nick start here, since when we first got on this call, he was like, "Why do you have AIM first? Why not ICQ?" And I was like, "Because I don't know what the hell ICQ is." He's in a perfect spot to be able to talk about the beginning of this this segment here. So, Nick, take it away.
ICQ was a lot like AOL Instant Messenger or any other instant messenger platform, but it was one of the first. I think it came before AIM, and AOL helped develop it. With that app, you had an ICQ number, so everybody was assigned it was like an 8 or 10 digit unique number that you would share with your friends to get ads on ICQ.
So
then message
was
back
it like
and forth.
So it wasn't like the first person who joined in got a 1, second person 2, and it just kind of incrementally went up?
Maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe was I like the...
Maybe you're just at the tail end?
Yeah, I was like the 300,000th person to join.
It's just like they just give you the number that's the ID of your row in the database.
Yeah, pretty much.
On the back end.
Here's your private key.
Yeah.
Good to go. ICQ, to me, what sticks in my head from a nostalgia standpoint is the sound that it would make when you send and receive messages. You'd get this uh-oh sound. I've kept that sound on every device that I've had that can have a custom sound for my message and alert tones. It's been great. So if you're ever near my cubicle, you hear a lot of uh-ohs.
John, we
got to
pull that up. Pull that up, Johnny boy.
We'll play it. Here's that awesome sound of the uh-oh. Did you catch it? Did you catch it one more time? Here. That's probably sending Nick into a frenzy.
You're going to make Nick think he has a text.
Sweet sounds.
I mean, it's definitely something that'll get your attention, so I did a good job there, but I definitely can see that getting a little annoying pretty quick. Nick, you have
if you had the money for computer speakers, all right, that you even heard the sound, because otherwise there was just no sounds.
Did you not have computer speakers, Becky?
We didn't have computer speakers for a while. We did have some headphones though that we could use. Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
We had some headphones that we could plug into like the 3.5 millimeter jack, but yeah, we didn't have speakers on for a little while anyway. We did end up with speakers on one of our old, I think a green Acer Aspire desktop with Windows 95 or something. I think it came with speakers or something like that. Yeah. And then when we got XP, that computer had speakers with it too, but the first one we did not have speakers with.
Did you plug your headphones into the back of the computer or into the floppy / CD drive?
From what I remember, actually, I think our desktop, and I could be misremembering, I didn't plug it into the back. I definitely plugged it into the front, but I think it had a dedicated headphone microphone port on the bottom, of the desktop. Yeah.
Oh.
And then,
dedicated
but going to John's point there, I remember the CD-ROM drives. that had the headphone jack and had like play, pause, skip buttons on them, so you could
just
put in a CD and listen to it. No media player or anything like that.
Yep.
Those are so cool.
Yeah.
I used to have, so one of my computers that I had when I was like literally 10 and building as much as I could. And one of the ones I built had like 4 CD-ROM drives on it. They were all different. I had a CD-ROM drive, a CD-RW, a DVD-ROM drive, and a DVD-RW drive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. There was no reason behind it because it's not like they weren't backwards compatible or something like that. But I just wanted
so if you were 10, that means those were all IDE drives, right? So you had the one IDE tape cable that went to each one.
Every single one all the way up the back. Yeah. And then the power was insane because most power supplies didn't have enough to do that many accessory boards.
Yeah. They had the Molex, the 4-pin Molex connectors for those bad boys.
Yes. Building computers back then was such a dream.
Yeah.
I remember I got my first it was a 20-inch monitor back then.
Oh, dang.
So, yeah, the thing weighed about 65 to 70 pounds. It was deeper than it was wide. And oh man, that thing was a beast.
How many AIM windows could you open on there?
Too many. Too many.
Oh yeah, I remember all the AIM windows you'd have. Like, oh god, yeah, because every chat would be its own window instead of tab. That was almost like hard to remember a time when chat clients had by default your chats were pop out.
Yeah,
yeah,
and away messages.
Oh my god,
that was the sweet spot in AIM.
Yeah.
So speaking of AIM, I'm really curious if either of you remember your original AIM account name.
Fuzzy Llama Duck 76. Yep.
What? Hold on. Fuzzy Llama Duck 76.
Yep. Yeah, do you remember the song that was on like Albino Black Sheep called Fuzzy Llama Duck?
No.
Okay. Well, there was it was like it was a song about llamas. It was so stupid, but I mean, I was literally younger than middle school, I'm pretty sure at the time anyway, so it's par for the course. But yeah, Fuzzy Llama Duck is the song. I could guarantee you'd probably be able to find it, but my username was inspired by that song, of course. And so Fuzzy Llama Duck.
What's with the number?
It was a random one that they assigned to me because Fuzzy Llama Duck was already taken. Yep.
There's a Fuzzy Llama Duck 1, 2, 3, 75 other ones.
Yep.
What about you, Nick?
I'm not going to say mine because it's still in use in some places.
Oh, okay. So, no. Dude, you are dedicated to the olden days. Like, still using an AIM account, still using the old ICQ notification message.
Yeah. The glory days.
That AIM account name came from like a short story or something that I wrote with a friend. And it just kind of stuck. And then that ended up rolling into my Gmail account when that came out and things like that. And it's just been there forever.
That's cool.
See, that's awesome. Mine is not. Mine is... It's the stereotypical, like, cringy AIM account name. It was GR 8 JON.
Wow. Great, John.
Sure is.
Yep.
And I just remember having to put that in over and over again when logging into AIM.
Yeah.
But we only had dial-up. So I would have to go actually log in, get on dial-up, log into AIM, and use it, and then I'd be immediately kicked off because someone answered the damn phone.
Oh no. God.
Yep. Did you ever have any of the like call waiting apps that would... So I forget what the name of it was, but I had a few where you'd have like call waiting enabled on your home telephone line, and then you'd install this app, and if you were in a dial-up session and someone called, it'd put them through to the app to leave a voicemail for you, like a 30-second voicemail.
Really?
Cool.
Then you could play it and call them back later.
No, we didn't have anything fancy like that. We had Netgear as our dial-up service. And I think it was only because my parents saw like a commercial about it and they went out and they bought the disc for it.
Oh my god,
like
buying discs for internet service providers.
Yeah.
Wow.
What a weird time. Now it's just like you call up, say, Spectrum, I need a new line. Like, done.
So when I worked for a computer repair shop, like, which was in the last 10 years, fairly recently.
10 years sounds light.
I think it was probably 10 years. I don't know.
It's probably close.
But it was fairly recent, right? Like past DSL and dial up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And somebody literally came in with their computer and they were like, "Hey, I need you to just wipe everything off of this, bring it back to factory. I need you to install this on it." And he slides an AOL disk across the table. And I'm like, "What the hell do you want me to install this for?" Just like, "I need it for my internet." And I was like, "I bet you do not." Like,
are you sure about that?
Yeah, but I was like, "All right, I'll install your AOL, man." Like, that's how he knows how to get on the internet. So I was like, "All right, cool, dude. Here's your AOL."
Exactly.
Yep.
So anyone who's semi-fluent with computers and has like helped someone that's older than them knows, like, if that's the way they get to the internet and that's the way they know how, just keep it.
Yep.
Don't change it.
Don't mess with it. Because
my grandma has an MSN button on her desktop that she double clicks to get to the internet, and that's just what she does. I've brought that from computer to computer, and it's just, we let it roll because I don't want to get into that again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think AIM was just a staple in this. I mean, that was the birth of just this gigantic, generation of kids who were online and talking online, right?
Yeah.
AIM was a staple. Some, you had ICQ still. Some friends had MSN Messenger.
Mm-hmm.
And then I forget what year it was. Right around the year 2000, this software called Trillion came out, and it would let you aggregate all of those. So you could sign into AIM, MSN, ICQ, Yahoo Messenger, all via one app, and talk to all of your friends from all of those other apps through it.
Trillion is still around. Wow.
I was going to say, if somebody came out with that today, people would be like, "Yeah, they're stealing my passwords. I'm not doing that."
That's fair. Nick, what did you go to after AOL? Or at least, what was the next evolutionary step?
I think kind of it's more in tandem. So you had ICQ and AIM, and then like Yahoo and MSN and Trillion messengers for your instant messaging from a social networking perspective. But from like a personal space perspective, when I started out there wasn't really a service available. You would use like I remember GeoCities, Tripod, and AngelFire were three web hosting companies that offered free hosting. So you would make your own personal website, put it up there, writing your code in Notepad, and then pasting it in and having fun with your animated backgrounds and MIDI sound effects and whatnot until MySpace came around. And MySpace just changed the game. Gave you all that, let you do some custom code, and just kickstarted, I think, this whole social media platform.
So as somebody who used MySpace an absolute crazy amount back when I was in like middle school and high school, I think that's kind of where I built my roots for IT. Because say you want a different theme or something, you didn't just click the drop down and click the theme you wanted. No, you had to go find it. You have to go grab the HTML code and the CSS or whatever it was, and like
sift through viruses.
Exactly. Like you had to just scour the internet because you could Google it, but it just wasn't that easy then to like Google something like MySpace overlay or whatever and grab it, copy the code and throw it in. It just really wasn't that easy. And you had to scour, you had to find what you wanted. You had to actually put it into the site. But the fact that MySpace allowed for custom code is absolutely insane in today's day and age. You would never see that right now. Like zero, like everything is so locked down that it's just not a thing. But back then, I mean, you weren't as worried about that, right? You didn't have as much stuff online. But yeah, MySpace was just fantastic. And let's do this. Becky, what was your favorite thing about MySpace? On the spot.
My favorite thing about MySpace was the fact that you could embed a song that you wanted to play when somebody opened up your page. So, like,
do you remember what it was?
What song I had?
Yeah.
Oh God, that changed depending on my mood. That changed it so often. I don't even remember. Honestly.
Do you remember any of them?
I don't remember what song, but I know one of them was Saliva, the band. Like one of their songs was one of my songs that I had on there. I don't remember which song.
You're an edgy teen.
Yeah, of course. I had the, whatever local rock station effect.
I just remember like being all over the place with them. I mean, I think mine was mostly the generic popular songs back then. I do remember 3 Doors Down was on there a lot. Ooh. And like Matchbox 20.
Yeah.
That I'm just thinking about when MySpace came out. Definitely would have been like some Taking Back Sunday for me.
Oh my gosh,
Cute Without the E, man.
Yeah, that I feel like that is like 50% of the songs that were on MySpace.
Yes.
Because like you had that scene. Like
I was gonna say, it was like Taking Back Sunday, My Chemical Romance. Because I think My Chemical Romance was pretty up there then at that point, right?
I think so. Yeah. They had to have been around by then, right? I'm trying to think.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, how about let's do this. Let's look at the top songs from 2004. I figure the year after MySpace came out, because I don't think it had a gigantic early start. It was a year in, but there was "Hey Ya" by Outkast, "The Reason" by Hoobastank.
Oh wow! Okay.
There was "Yeah" by Usher and Lil Jon.
Oh, I loved that song. That shit was my jam.
My Immortal, My Evanescence.
Of course.
This is a good year in music. Yeah. Holy
2004
crap.
is when I graduated from high school. And,
really? My God.
Definitely peak angst right there.
Yeah. Dirt Off Your Shoulders, Jay-Z.
Oh, okay.
Numb, Linkin Park.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, I definitely had to have had Linkin Park on my page for sure. I had to have. I was obsessed with the Meteor album at that time.
My Happy Ending by Avril Lavigne was probably out there.
Oh, yeah.
Man, these Breakaway by Kelly Clarkson. How did Kelly Clarkson be that far down in top songs of that year? I feel like she was always like number one every year.
From first to last, had an album come out in 2004. There's a song on that called Emily that was just wonderful.
I don't think I'm going to find that on the top songs of 2004.
No, you will not. But I'm pretty sure that was on my MySpace page in 2004.
Say they were so early on then. I mean, from first to last had just come out, right? Because they were that early 2000, like angsty still.
Yeah, they were like 5 years in. That was what's his name there? Sonny Moore.
What else is he in?
He's Skrillex.
Skrillex.
Oh,
that was his band.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that was Skrillex. Oh my. Okay. You know, I feel I'm remembering this now. I legit think you showed me from first to last.
Probably.
Like back when I worked under you. That sounds bad. Worked for you. There's nothing like that, okay? It's all above table. Yeah, it was... MySpace was just a game changer. And then, like, you're looking at these first couple, and it's that nostalgia, like, good feeling. Then you start getting into these other ones that I didn't honestly realize started this early. But, like, moving on to a couple others, like, I don't know if you guys use Twitter at all nowadays.
No.
I have a Twitter account that I made when it came out. And there may have been 3 posts on it.
That's fair. Yeah, I use Twitter a lot because a lot of Pokemon stuff happens on there. So like I do the professional stuff, pro team stuff like that, and a lot of what we do is on Twitter. So I make sure to actually be kind of up to date on it. But that came out in like 2006, and it has honestly not changed a whole ton.
Right.
Almost the same as it was, which is kind of crazy to think about for so long ago.
You know, it's kind of honestly, and so I'm not really a fan of Twitter because I find it to be like kind of pointless because I don't really care about just keeping up with what somebody's doing in like little tweets or whatever. But that is like, that's good on them for literally like not changing the mission statement until Elon Musk started charging people for blue check marks. But other than that, like not changing the mission statement and the product for that long is almost unheard of, I feel like.
Yeah, the product's been there and stayed solid. The way it's used, though, has changed so much. Like, when it came out, it was like a tweet that said, I just took a bite of a delicious peach. And that's it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And now we're using it to swing elections and things like that.
Yeah, you know, that's the natural progression of social media.
in America, yeah, that's the natural state. Well, actually, a lot of countries, really.
Welcome to our new segment, Pizza to Politics. Yeah, it was. I mean, I never, like I said, I do Twitter for the Pokemon stuff, and that's literally it. Like, I don't have a personal account. I have one that revolves around the Pokemon stuff, and that's really it. And there is actually, I'm semi-active on the Nostalgia Podcast Twitter account.
Ooh,
yes,
nice.
I mostly just follow like retro gaming stuff because I like seeing it. So it's kind of like a guilty pleasure of mine, but there definitely is one. It tweets out when podcasts come up and stuff like that, but I don't use it for much. But moving on, let's so here's what I kind of wanted to talk about because I want your opinions on it, whether you think it's a social network or not. But YouTube,
us too.
Do you consider it a social network?
What, Twitter?
YouTube.
Oh, YouTube. Oh, I thought you said you
right.
too, like addressing us. You too.
No,
sorry. Or the
Where
band.
The streets have no name.
YouTube, man, you know, it's kind of hard to, because you'd have to really, like, I'd have to see the definition of what a social network is, but it's a place where you can. So obviously, the main purpose of it is to post videos, and I mean, it's at least it's. But you can also comment on those videos and interact with communities of, like, you can comment on videos and follow content creators and things like that. So, I mean, it feels like it fits under that umbrella to me in a broad scope of social media, I guess.
Do you want to know what the definition of a social media or a social network is?
Yeah. What's that?
A network of social interactions.
Well,
come on.
Jeez.
But also a dedicated website or other application which enables users to communicate with each other by posting information, comments, messages, and images. So,
I mean, by that definition, then it is, I guess, right?
Yeah. As someone who does a lot of YouTube stuff, like, I communicate with people, like comments and stuff. You'll have conversations in a comment discussing a topic. You'll be able
argue
to,
with people constantly in the comments, right?
That is it. You just yell at people
all the time.
Oh, I don't care if this scientific YouTube channel has actual science behind it. You're wrong. I read it on Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah. I do a lot with YouTube. And it definitely has a social aspect because you can do posts now, not just videos. You can have membership stuff that ties into things like Discord and stuff like that. There's actually like a surprising lot, but back in the day, you couldn't.
By definition, then, porn websites are social media networks. Now,
I think that's true.
I mean, you post videos, people comment on it, and are like, "That's a hot piece of ass. Thank you for posting." And you reach out to people in communities. Get tips.
Do you get that comment a lot on your videos, Becky?
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of wondering.
Yeah.
Becky fans.
Wouldn't you like to know? Come find out.
Well, no, I'm not Googling it. You're Googling it. Shut up. There's that saying that the porn industry, what is it? It guides all of technology.
Yep.
Oh, it is. It's the pinnacle of technology.
Yeah, it's the driving force. That's what it was. The driving force of technology. Yeah.
Yeah, like
an interesting thing.
If you ever want to be on the cutting edge of storage technology, you want to work for Pornhub. Like that's just facts. Like because they need to know how to do it, because there's got to be way more videos on like porn websites than on like YouTube, for example. There's got to be.
Is that? I'm not going to Google that. Normally, I would Google statistics and figure out what's right. I'm going to leave that one alone.
We'll save that for the Nostalgia Podcast porn episode.
Yeah,
yes, that's a little down the line. We'll go past that. Why don't we talk about the other Google-owned product that swept the nation, that every single person wanted to not use, and Google Plus.
Did we skip Facebook?
We are going to go to Facebook afterwards because I feel like that's the most relevant currently. Google Plus, though, is what I feel to be the biggest letdown in social media history. I used it. So, like, I don't want to be that person who's like, I hate it and I never used it kind of thing. I used it and I tried it. You actually had to be invited to it, I remember. You couldn't just sign up. You had to be invited by someone else who was in it. And you had like these circles of people that you could talk to.
Yep.
And
I was just about to say, you got to add people to your circle.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's so weird.
And then you could actually see based on the circle. It was a cool idea, don't get me wrong. But when you had the juggernaut of MySpace and Facebook and all these other ones coming up, especially in like 2011 is when it came out.
I was going to say,
that's pretty late in the game.
Do you remember Google Wave?
No. What was Google Wave?
A little before Google Plus, they tried to come out with a platform that would tie everything together. So your email, instant messaging, wikis, your social media page, all hosted by Google in this platform. I used it with some friends when we were planning trips for shows. So they had like Google Maps APIs built in and things like that. So we could map out where we were going to meet up, post things about where the tickets were for sale and all this really cool stuff. But it was, I think, a little too nerdy to catch on with the general public.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's definitely fair. I mean, MySpace, while you could do all the fancy stuff with it, you didn't have to. And if you had a friend who knew how to do it, you're good.
So that website, that screenshot there that you're showing, John, of Google Wave, that reminds me so much of AOL, actually. Like AOL, the desktop application. Like that's pretty much what it looked like. You know, like you had your contacts, your navigation, web on the side, inbox over here. Like, wow. That, like, you know, your windows are in a window kind of thing is what that looks like. That's funny.
It reminds me of Gmail beta.
Yeah, and like I think with the Google or the like even Office platforms, it was one of the places where you could work on documents together and things like that.
Interesting.
Pretty cool.
I mean, it looks really cool, and it looks like
that year.
I was gonna say, what year did it come out?
2009.
Oh, that's not bad for 2009. Like that looks pretty decent. I'm just picturing like what else came out in 2009.
My theory with Google products, because Google's been trying to work on this same thing for a very long time. And it's not that they have bad engineers. It's just that I feel like they have their engineers do the user testing. So there's a very heavy nerd bias, kind of like what Nick was just saying. And they don't have the general public testing these features and programs and things like that, to where like everything Google related just ends up being for like the techie, nerdy type of people that are on the internet. And I think it's because that's
talking on this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want a good example of that, try and create a rule in Gmail.
Right.
Yeah, not enough said. Yeah, Google Plus was an absolute failure. I feel like it could have been good if you got people on it, but I don't know why they tried to restrict it. That seemed like a stupid idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's gone. We don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah.
Why don't we let's talk about the juggernaut, the biggest social media platform that we've seen. Came out in 2004 as the Facebook. And actually, the Guess That Sound was going to be a quote from The Social Network. But I don't know that Becky's seen that movie.
I have not seen it either.
That would have been a really bad option.
I actually had to watch it in school at some point. I watched it for school. I don't know why, but it was a very long time ago, and I certainly would not be able to remember a quote from it, though. So, yeah.
Well, don't get me wrong. It's Jesse Eisenberg and Andrew Garfield. And it's a fantastic movie. It's great. But it kind of shows what happened behind the scenes of Facebook, and it's really cool. It's a really great movie. If you haven't checked it out, you should. But came out in 2000. The movie didn't come out in 2004. The Facebook came out in 2004. When was the earliest you remember using Facebook, Nick?
Probably 2005 or 2006 in college. I believe it was limited to college students only at that time. You had to have a .edu address to register for the Facebook.
You did. And actually, they talk about it in the movie, too, where it was limited to Harvard at first.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then they branched it out from there. Yeah. And then they branched out, and then now it's just gigantic. I'm trying to see really quickly if I can see when I actually set up this account. I think it usually says on like the profile, doesn't it? Maybe I'm wrong. Oh yeah, joined October 2008.
Wow.
I was late to the game. I was riding that MySpace train all the way to the end.
I feel like that's probably about what I did, because I don't remember a lot of Facebook usage early, like maybe really late middle school, like maybe just before high school, which would have been 2007, 2008-ish. So that's probably about the time that I used it too.
I was more swapping around my top 10 people on MySpace. Didn't they have on MySpace? They not to bring it back to MySpace again, but didn't they have like the top person? Like you used to have like
there was a number one
best friend. I forget what the name was. There's an actual name for it, and I don't remember what it was.
Best friend? Was it just
which
best
site?
friend?
MySpace.
So your top 8?
There was the top 8, but then you had your one that was the top, like your number one person. Maybe that was like a later on thing, and maybe I'm just remembering differently, because if you were someone's number one and then you moved from that spot, you got really pissed off and like end a friendship, like throwing things.
Yeah, that top 8 was in an order.
Yeah, it was ordered.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Maybe I'm just
would be reordered
that, like,
daily based on your interactions.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I remember going on like every single day and being like, all right, well this around, or we're talking to this person. Hey, we'll move you up a little bit.
Right.
And
like, this dude forgot to invite me to his pet iguana's birthday party. So guess what, buddy? You're off the top 8.
What was the pet's name? Because that's oddly specific.
No, that never. I just made that up. Actually, that didn't happen to me.
I think MySpace was the pinnacle of social media. Like I think that was the top point, and I think it's just gone downhill from here.
I agree with that.
Specifically, as someone who doesn't really use it. I mean, I use it for a couple things, but even if I actually had to log in on my phone on Facebook right now, because I got a new phone last year and I just never logged in because I don't ever use it.
I had a Facebook a long time ago, and before I graduated high school, I think, they deactivated it due to inactivity. Because I just straight up didn't use it, and so then I just never created a new account. So if I need anything Facebook wise from like family or whatever, my wife does it. So I've never needed a Facebook account, but yeah, I did. I did have a Facebook back in the day of poking people incessantly. Farmville first came out.
Okay, so I feel like mobile games should be like its own episode because Farmville and Mafia.
Oh yeah.
What's the Mafia game that came out?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
We'll talk about it in the mobile.
Yeah.
Episode
well, I don't know. Is Farmville a mobile game now? Because it used to just be a desktop game on Facebook, and you like.
Was it Flash based? No, that was after Flash was a big thing, right?
It was. I'm pretty sure it was during Flash. At least Flash didn't. Flash is like almost still around. not really, because it's been definitely deprecated on modern browsers. But
you are right. It was actually built on a Flash.
Yeah, Flash took a very long time to kill. Very long time.
Yeah, no joke. It's 2020, wasn't it? That finally got the axe.
I think so. Yeah, like when modern browsers legitimately stopped even remotely supporting it, I think was probably 2020, very very recently.
Yeah. And I feel like those games are how about this? Not mobile games. We'll do old computer games.
Okay,
because
that's fair.
Like I feel like that could be on there.
One.
Yeah, because I used to play like Line Rider all the time.
Oh my god, yes. Fuck yes, Line Rider was my shit. I loved that game.
Hours and hours.
Oh my god! And then like and to get him to do the cool things where there's big gaps, and then you hook him to do like the thing you have to pause him and then draw it right in front of him and then go, and oh my god, yeah, that was so good.
So many good memories just sitting there and drawing a random line for this freaking sled person to go down.
Yeah, and I loved the levels where you didn't even have to control the guy. It was just a level that went for you. Like it was downhill, and then it did a bunch of crazy stuff, almost like a Rube Goldberg machine, it felt like,
And I'm over here complaining that my new Pokemon game dips below 30 frames. How the world has changed.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's reel it back in.
We are going to reel it back in because probably the social media that all three of us use the most is probably Reddit, right?
Yeah.
Still very active on Reddit.
The problem I have with Reddit is it's more anonymous than others. Like, I'm not on Reddit following my family members to see what they're commenting on.
Right, yeah. Yep.
You're on Reddit following subjects that you're interested
in. Exactly, yeah.
Yep.
Which kind of separates it, I think, from like the social media aspect of things and more of just like an informational side of things. So that's why I was kind of hesitant about actually talking about it, but I think because the three of us actually use it so often.
Well, by the social media definition, it is social media, a social network, but
it is
not with like family and stuff. Yeah, like not typically not people that you know. Yeah,
yeah. I don't want my family following me on Reddit, please. Just kidding. Okay.
You'll find John on all the not safe for work subreddits posting pictures.
God, I just remember the old days of Reddit where it used to be horrifically bad, and it was like not safe for life and stuff like that.
Oh my god,
that was like
there were like when I first started on Reddit, I was asking other nerds for help with my programming assignments, and then it seemed like there was a huge influx of people from the Chan sites and all those not safe for life subreddits started, and then had another huge influx. There was a site called Dig. It was like a news aggregator site. They made some big changes, and there was a mass exodus from their site over to Reddit. That's kind of when it really started to blow up.
Yeah, the Chan sites, the evolution of memes that progressively it's more and more PG is like 4chan to Reddit to like Tumblr, and Tumblr to Facebook.
yeah, the progression.
That's the evolution of memes,
the circle of life.
But
and then they get deep fried and put back on 4chan.
Exactly. But Reddit is definitely a place to go. Like, you can get information from there, and you can actually like
I mean, there's communities that are built specifically from Reddit of people who have never and will never talk to each other.
Yep.
It's crazy, but it's still good.
Go in the comment section and argue with people about the quarterback of your favorite football team. It's a good place.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about seeing them on Thanksgiving and them hating you because of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. It's a wonderful thing. Anonymity is fantastic.
It's good. It's good and bad at the same time. But as long as you know to ignore the literal trolls, then it's like, whatever, who cares? Yeah.
But we'll go ahead. Let's move on from the main topic. Let's go ahead and we'll move on to the not so patented 1-star reviews here. So we'll see if Becky and Nick can come up with just a social media platform that's bad. In their mind, they would never recommend anybody to go to it. Wouldn't have back then, and so on. So, Becky, let's start with you. Actually, what do you have for the worst social media platform?
All right, yeah. So I'm actually gonna. My choice is gonna be one that we touched on, but I have like a second one that I want to briefly touch on as well, because I want to talk about how stupid it is as well. But my first choice, I'll go with my original choice, was Google Plus. We talked about it, and I was also a very brief user of Google Plus, much like yourself, John, where, I used it, I tried to give it a shot, and the big problem with Google Plus was, Google Plus didn't give you anything that wasn't already out there. Mm-hmm. But it was invite only, so there was nobody on it, basically. So it felt really pointless. Like the combination of not producing an innovative product and making it invite only just made it very, like, nobody even tried to join it, really. Like, there was nobody to talk to, nothing to really do on it, and so that's Google Plus is my first 1-star review. But then I just want to give a shout out to Instagram for being a cesspool of not goodness.
It used to be really good. Like way back in the day, I remember it.
For what?
I remember just sharing pictures. It was only for sharing pictures.
Yeah. Who wants to do that? I don't care about other people's pictures.
That's fair. That's fair. I can't convince you otherwise if you don't care about pictures at all.
Yeah.
I think Instagram, when I got bought by Facebook and it was just kind of like intertwined with them.
Oh, yeah.
That's when it went downhill.
Bad. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when they picked up, though, that influencer, what do they call it? So they're influencers, but they get paid by Instagram because of ad revenue. So they literally are just putting whatever the hell they want, like as fake a post as they want on there, and they're just shipping it to get more money, which is really bad. But yeah, to each their own.
I think that sucks, but you can't hate on the hustle, though. If Instagram approached me and was like, "Hey, I'm going to pay you a ton of money to just like wear this deodorant and prance around your bathroom doing it," then I'd be like, "All right, cool."
Side note: if anyone's listening, the podcast is open for sponsorships. If anyone is interested, please reach out to us. The Google Plus being invite only is definitely, I feel like, its downfall because you had to know somebody, and if you didn't, you're screwed. So
I feel like that's how Google rolled out most of their products. Even when Gmail came out, it was invite only.
Mm-hmm. I think Hangouts was too originally too.
See, but Gmail gave you a good mail platform, whereas Google Plus gave you a mediocre MySpace, Facebook clone.
Yeah, kind
of thing. So it was like, not really worth it. So I think it just didn't take. Like, it probably would have gone not invite only, but I just don't. It didn't really take off.
Yeah, and like Facebook, I was 3 years into using Facebook at the point of Google Plus coming out.
Yeah, right. So it's like
pretty.
Why bother?
Yeah, pretty dedicated into that. So why would I transfer everything over when my friends aren't coming over? Because I don't know anybody who uses it other than me. I can't get them to come over because I'm like, hey, I had this invite for this new cool social media platform you can use that, no, it does exactly the same as Facebook. No, there's no games.
No, you can't poke people. Sorry.
Yeah. It's missing a lot of those core functionality. It's like, why would I change then?
But you can put me in your
years
circle.
into using this other one. You son of a bitch, I'm in. Yeah, I think Google Plus was probably on the top of all of our lists. I think our other ones here are literally going to be just tier 2s instead of tier 1s.
Yeah, it's bad enough that it's like a repressed memory for me. It's hard to dig that one out and remember what Google Plus was.
Like I'm actually until I look up a picture, I'm having trouble remembering what the interface even looks like for it. I do remember the circles thing though, because I think that actually showed a circle. Like I kind of remember that, but
if only someone made a screenshot and put it in our nice little notes here.
Yeah, this is
this is all it was. You can see the circles, people around you, photos, events, and your profile, but it looked horrible. Like everything was like monocolored too.
They really designed it to be way more business-like than personal-like, I think. Like, I mean, share this circle. Like, you have different circles for different topics and things like that, but like you're in personal social media, you don't really have to do that because you can just start a group chat with people that you want to talk to. You don't have to start a whole freaking circle where everybody posts about stuff. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, with work, I think Google Plus could probably work out, but yeah.
If there weren't other ones that are better.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Other juggernauts. But let's move on from the train wreck that is Google Plus. Yeah. Nick, what's your choice for your 1-star review?
I would go to Pinterest. Ooh. It's just for me, it was atrocious to try and navigate. Like, yeah, that chicken casserole looks cool. Let me click on that and see if there's a recipe. And all of a sudden, I've got like 20 dream boards in front of me, and I'm just lost in the Pinterest platform.
Yeah, it's not intuitive by any means whatsoever, and I feel like it's gone through a ton of changes too. But nothing has brought it to the point where I'd want to use it.
Right.
And it's not even like I originally thought. Oh, it's like an Instagram where you can just share your pictures. That's not really what it is. It's kind of for like picking out pictures you like and like planning stuff, for lack of a better word. Most people use it to like if you're going to be redoing a room in your house, you can go through Pinterest and add like pictures of wall colors you like, furniture you like, stuff like that to a little like not a folder, but whatever they call it. And you can kind of go back and look at those.
Is that what it's for? I've
never seen it used for.
I do not think we're the target audience.
I don't think so either. I was going to say I've never used Pinterest and I still don't know what it's about. So
yeah, I've used it a couple times in my life, but nothing for.
I had a similar experience to Nick, where like if I like Google something, and I'm on like Google Images, and I'll click on a picture, and it'll be a Pinterest picture, and I'm like, oh, this is exactly what I'm looking for. But when I click on the picture, it doesn't bring me to the picture. It brings me to the
sign in.
Well, so there's either the sign in or you get to view the group of pictures that picture's a part of, and it doesn't let you view the picture or something. It's like, I don't, every time I see Pinterest now, I'm like, nope, I'm not even going to click that.
That link. Is likely how I ended up there as well. I didn't go in and try and get to Pinterest.com. Yeah. I found something that like looked like something I wanted, clicked on it, and then it was a Pinterest site and had nothing to do with what I was looking for.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's like the Pinterest experience. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's a solid 1-star. And for anyone who uses Pinterest out there, I'm sorry.
And 1 stars, just to, put this out there to everybody, they're very subjective. Obviously, like Nick said, Pinterest we're probably not its target audience, so I'm sure it has a place. No. Not with us though.
Yeah.
1 star.
Probably. Yeah, 1 star.
Yeah, except for Google Plus, I think that's universally hated.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
But my 1 star is actually one we didn't even talk about in the main topic because I think it's so lackluster that it technically is considered a social media platform, but boy, do I dislike it. And that's LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, you can I don't even know what is it used just for bragging about businesses? Is that it?
I think it's just bragging about your work achievements. I think that's what it's. Yeah,
I've used it from a professional networking perspective. Yeah. I'd rather not have a drawer full of business cards or going way back in the day to a Rolodex. If I can go meet people and get their just get their name, look them up on LinkedIn, okay, now we're connected and I can talk to them professionally about professional things. I think that is where LinkedIn fits for me. I do not want to give someone in my professional life my Facebook or whatever and pictures of my cats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
Can you imagine putting your Reddit account on your
resume or something? Yeah.
Now, I have seen people not use LinkedIn as a professional platform.
Really?
They'll join, put all their work credentials in there and then repost Facebook political memes.
Oh, good.
Yes. Yep.
It's great.
So, did LinkedIn start as a social media platform? Did it start as a way to just keep business contacts?
I think it started as a social media platform.
Oh, did it? I was going to say I thought it started very specifically for professionals. I think its target.
Oh, definitely for professionals.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was always professionals. I understand.
Been around since 2003. Let's see.
Yeah, it's just I feel like
business and employment focused.
I've never been on LinkedIn and been I'm enjoying my time here scrolling through this stuff.
Oh no.
It's but the problem is I've added my school that I went to in LinkedIn as on my background and stuff like that. And then it goes, oh, well, let me start showing you all the stuff that they post.
Yeah,
gotcha.
I don't care. I don't go there anymore. None of this matters to me.
Yeah, every time I scroll through LinkedIn, it's just people earning certificates and people that lost their job, and then other people bragging about the job they have or got, or getting promotions or something like that. Or actually, if you change your work thing, I think LinkedIn automatically will post that you got a promotion or something like that if you change it, which is kind of annoying, but yeah.
In the grand scheme of things, I would definitely not recommend somebody use it as a way to waste some time during the day.
Yeah, no. I feel like LinkedIn is so people that work, they go through and they update their credentials and all this other stuff, right? And they put their certificates and their promotions and blah, blah, blah. The people that I think actually look through the posts of LinkedIn are recruiters. It's gotta be.
Yeah.
It's a live resume.
Yeah. I feel like recruiters are just pouring through pages and pages of scrolling through LinkedIn looking for people all the time, and that's the target, and I think that's why people brag about all the stuff that they do, because in case they need to get hit up by a recruiter or something, and it's out there.
I've definitely updated my LinkedIn page with work changes and certifications and things like that.
Yeah,
way more than I've gone and updated a resume.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep. It's so much. Honestly, if I have to update my resume, I use my LinkedIn page as reference to it.
Exactly.
Because that's where I have it all. And I'm like, what year did I start that job? Oh, yeah, that's right.
I think that's a good place to wrap it up here. I think we've done a good job talking about the old school social medias and being able to, I guarantee everybody who's listening to this was a MySpace user and they remember all that crap.
Probably.
So if you're listening to
podcasts, you used MySpace.
Yeah. If you've gotten this far in the podcast, first off, thank you. And second off, let us know in the comment section on YouTube what you had as your favorite song in MySpace. Because I feel like that could be just absolutely bonkers off the wall.
Yes.
Yeah.
The different things people had there.
That's true. Side note too, I think an interesting thing to put in the comments of YouTube would be join us in the patent pending 1-star review game and give us your 1-star review of a social media
That's
network.
fair.
Yeah.
That would be good. That would be good. Thank you guys so much for listening. We put out videos every week, so make sure to check out next week, but we will see you then. Later.
Thank you.
Thank you. Peace.